coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate it. Boom, boom. I appreciate the support. Shout out to the New York Knicks, man. They went and did it. So I guess the dude saying it was rigged. I don't know. Maybe he exposed the hand or whatever. But they did it, man. They bought a championship to New York after 53 years. Man, I know they wilding in New York, man. So I had one of my New York buddies text me first thing this morning. Big New York. I say, yeah. So shout out to New York, man. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. Everybody that rock with me. New York is my biggest demographic. Shout out to New York. And everybody else who rock with me, man, from here to there to everywhere. Appreciate y'all. Let's go. Let's get it. We on the road to 150K. Can't do it without you. Can't do it without you, man. Big love to all my members. We're on the road to 2K. Can't do it without you. Let's go. Let's get it. Listen, man. Penitentiary, man. The penitentiary is so crazy, man. You, like I say, I don't know, man. I think when people come into penitentiary, either they lose their mind when they get in there, or they probably already lost their mind for even coming to the penitentiary. But I can remember this dude. I knew this dude, but I did not know him. I knew some of my people knew him on the street, but I didn't know him. And he was locked up, and he had been locked up a long time, probably about 18 years at the time, right? And when I ran into him, he had turned Christian. You know what I'm saying? He was going to church, always got the Bible with him, woo. A lot of dudes do that in prison. I can't say whether they faking with the bacon or not. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't never knock nobody trying to do something positive for whatever reason. For whatever reason, something drive you to doing something positive, then I ain't got no problem with that, right? So, like I said, when I met him, I knew he knew some people that I knew. I talked to him, you know what I'm saying, but I ain't like kick it with him. But I talked to him, and he knew who I was because he knew some of my peoples. But at the same time, I had heard some stuff about him, which was, you know, I don't know, true or not true. I know it was true. That's what he was locked up for. But I heard he had been locked up for, you know, RAPE on a broad that he allegedly used to be messing with before. But then they broke up, and I guess he went back and, you know, did what he did and ended up getting locked up. So he had been locked up for that. I think he did 5 or 6 years, if I'm not mistaken, for that, right? And get out and go back to her, the same woman, and do it again. And this is what he was locked up for this time. So he was on 18 years and working on whatever he had to do, right? Which was just insane to me, right? So at the time, I think he had a little son when he got locked up. Might have been like 2 or something like that. So when we on the compound, then I'm on the joint with him. I'm on Greensville with him. I think after a year or 2, I had been on there with him. And he could play basketball real good. I mean, he was a quiet dude, but he was older. But man, he had a NBA jumper, man. That jump was fire. You did? He used to be killing them. But dudes will get mad when you get to cooking them on the court, and they'll get to disrespecting you or airborne you or pushing you around. And in his case, calling him, you know what I'm saying, you know, tree jumper and this, that, and the third. Man, you like the tree jumper cooking you and woo because of what his charge was, right? But he was a humble dude. I don't really want to say scary. I don't know. Maybe he was scary, but he would never feed into that. You know what I'm saying? And dudes would be bullying them. Sometimes other dudes will step in, especially like a dude on your team or something, whether he like you or not. You on the team, dudes out there, they just trying to win. Man, leave the man alone, man. You see the man ain't with all that. Woo. So somebody usually step in for him because he really won't about that violence. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was because he was church going now or was a Christian or whatever the case may be. But I remember after I was on there with him for about 2 years, his son came on that joint. His son got locked up, came on that joint. But his son was a gang member. His son was one of them Bloods, right? So he come on the joint. And he fall right into the, to the clique of the Bloods, and he with them. And at the time, this is when they were starting to get a little deep. You know what I'm saying? They were starting to get a little deep on every compound. They were starting to get a little deep. So he come on the joint, and I remember him trying to, or his pops pulling up on him, trying to kick it with him. You know what I'm saying? Trying to holler at him, woo, 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 heard he was on it. He ain't want nothing at all to do with his pops. I mean, like, straight disrespectful, man. Don't pull up on me, calling him a B, calling him the R word, and I mean, I don't talk to you, I don't rock with you, I don't got nothing to do with you, man. You ain't my pops. I don't even deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from me, man. Woo, woo, woo. Talking to him crazy, like out on the yard, so people heard. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it got spreading around, right? Woo, woo, woo. But he telling people that that's his son. He tells him, stop telling people that. I don't want to be associated with you. I don't want nothing to do with you. Don't be telling nobody you my pops. You ain't my pops. You ain't never did nothing for me. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You are this. That's what you is. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, all right, woo, woo, woo. He take it. You know what I'm saying? Take it on the chin. You know, they in the same building. But he upstairs, one of them upstairs, one of them downstairs, right? So, I don't know, man. I guess I don't know, man. I guess it just got the festering in them, or either the gang dudes put the battery in his back. They come up in his mind that they gonna get him. They don't even want him. He don't want him around him. I don't want him in the building with me. You know what I'm saying? You moved in his building. This man been locked up since you was 2 years old, more or less, and you gonna turn around and tell a man that he can't, you know what I'm saying, be in the building with you. Like, you know, it was crazy. But this is how these gang members be doing. Like, especially if they think they got somebody that they could go at, and the repercussions is gonna be limited. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. So they tell me they gonna get him out of the building, man. So man, that man come outside one day, man, and they just jumped on him, man, like a pack of hyenas. Like a pack of hyenas, man. You talking about you helping people stomp and kick and beat your own blood father, bro. No matter what he did, supposedly did. I don't get it. Maybe y'all do, maybe y'all don't. I don't know. But they jumped him, man. They jumped him out there on the yard, man. They beat him down. They beat him real decent too, until some old heads jumped in and said, man, that's enough, man. Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? They got him up off of him, man. But yeah, he had to go to medical and everything, man. They bust him up real decent. You know what I'm saying? And he went over that joint. And when you go over there and you beat up like that, and he don't tell though. You know what I'm saying? What he gonna do? What he gonna tell on his own son? He don't tell though. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna lock you up anyway when you like that, because they gonna lock you up for investigation because they don't know what really happened to you. Police ain't see it. They caught him over there in that corner, man, and yeah, they put some work on him, man. They put hands and feet on him, and he with it, kicking him, stomping him, calling him, mother, yeah, yo pops, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see how you could partake in that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't like them, even if you don't get along with them, I don't even just see how you could partake in that. You know what I'm saying? To have some other dudes do this to your own people, you know, but he did it, you know what I'm saying? And it was crazy work, man, but they ended up moving them, you know what I'm saying? I think they moved them all the way on the other side of the yard, right? But it was crazy, and they got away with it, you know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, the chickens come home to roost, man. They come home to roost because, you know, they was running around there then acting like they was super bad, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't, you know, they done jumped on a few people, but it'd be, like I say, it'd be older people, it'd be some white boys, it'd be some, you know what I'm saying, some old nerdy dudes that ain't gonna really do nothing. They won't really making no waves. They won't really like going at no heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? The dudes that's getting the sack, the dudes that's running the store box, the parlay man. Y'all ain't really making no noise, you know what I'm saying? But in their defense too, this was when the gang stuff was just really starting to flare up. You know what I'm saying? But they was out there doing this, that, and the third. But then another dude come on the compound that had beef with him on the street. Had beef with him on the street. And I don't know, he ended up getting, put in the same building as well. So I think he saw him before he saw him. And he coming in the entryway, he going out the entryway. As soon as he seen him, he just dropped everything, took off on him. Bang, 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 boom, boom. I mean, bust him up decent. I mean, crushed him, bro. I'm talking about he had to go to medical. You know what I'm saying? Crushed him, and the gang dudes, they couldn't get there in time. They weren't there. He by himself. That's the thing when you with them gangs. You can do all of this with your people, but you still got to walk alone. You still live alone. You still stay in a cell alone. You know what I'm saying? You still got to move around, go to medical, go here to the administration, wherever you got to go. You got to go. You ain't walking with no gang. You know what I'm saying? So dude caught him off top. And I guess dude, in his mind, he like, okay, I know he in this building. I had beef with him on the street. They supposed to shot at each other, something on the street. So I got beef with him on the street. I know he a gang member. So I might well get this off top. Because if I go in this building, they going to end up jumping me anyway. I guess I'm just thinking, guesstimating that was his mindset. Because he took off on him from the rip. And I'm talking about beat him down. Old boy ain't even get a punch in. You know what I'm saying? And he dragged him, you know what I'm saying? But then they got a hit out on old boy. But he go to jail anyway. But they got a hit out on him. Now, the Bloods got to get him what they say on site. Soon as you see him, get him. You know what I'm saying? No matter where he at, Blood, y'all got to pop on him. If he come out that hole, y'all got to pop on him. You know what I'm saying? So he stayed back in the hole, and he can't come out. You know what I'm saying? He can't come out. You know what I'm saying? But they had old boy back there, man, in the hole too, and he was in medical, so they back there on the hole together, jawboning at each other through the gate, knowing that they not going to even see each other no more. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes from the hole was coming back talking about it, right? But he eventually came back out, man. He had a mean, nasty scar across the top of his eye, too, from dude and split his joint open, right? But all of that, to me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, that's probably karma for you, man. That's karma for you for what you did to your pops, you know what I'm saying? Because if you could do that to your pops, man, I don't know, man. I just look at it different. Maybe other people see it different where he ain't never been there for me, even though he my dad or whatever. Plus he charged with this, charged with that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I never even asked a question or wondered. I wondered, but I never asked a question if the dude that the woman that he was accused of doing this to was old boy's mother or not. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I know he was like 20-something and his pops had been down 18 years. So I was trying to figure out what boom, and say he was locked up at first, then he got out, and then he went and did it again. So when he went and did it again, did he already have her? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy to me, but it was a fact that he was definitely his father. You know what I'm saying? That was known. I even talked to some people on the street, like I say, who knew him. That was definitely his pops. You know what I'm saying? But it was insane work though, man. So I done seen so much of that crazy type stuff, man. I done seen dudes in the penitentiary beef with their father. Come in there and their father in there, they beef with him, but I never seen them like really jump them. Now I have seen the father and the son get the rumbling. You know what I'm saying? I seen them get the rumbling on the yard. You know what I'm saying? But then they was back cool. You know what I'm saying? Pop gave them that work. Pop gave them that work. You know what I'm saying? But they were back cool. You know what I'm saying? I done been in the joint where dudes came in. I just talked to a youngin' a couple of weeks ago that I had met that, I was in the jail with his pops. And his pop was a legendary dude out there on that street with that pistol in Richmond. And I was locked up ended up being locked up with both his sons. But I was locked up with the junior. The junior was, yeah. He bought that work. Now the other one, Black, the one that I just was in contact with, Black, he'll do something too, but he ain't gonna initiate nothing. The junior, Andre Jr., AJ, oh, he busted. And both of them was looking for the dude who killed their pops. Both of them. And there's no doubt in my mind if they would have ran across them, they probably won't gonna get out of the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude that had killed their pops was still in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So, and he killed them in the penitentiary. So it was like, boom. I used to, like I say, I ended up being cool with both of them. You know what I'm saying? I told both of them that I knew they pops. I started off with they pops or whatever. You know, I'm glad to see Black made it out. Black doing good. I talked to him probably about a week, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he got up out of there, man, after doing about 13 or 14. I don't even know where AJ at. I don't know AJ, the way he was living and the way he was going, he might still be in that joint. Ain't no telling how, but hopefully he will, you know, get out. But I seen a lot of family dynamics in there, man. A lot of family dynamics, man. But to have somebody jump your father, man, and you participate in it, to me, that's diabolical, man. That's diabolical. Even if I don't even mess with my pops, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still just stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? Just point blank. I'm gonna stay away from them, but I'm not gonna participate in somebody help putting hands on you or trying to hurt you or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that was crazy. But I know how them emotions will get, man, because it's just like even when I was in there, when I was around top, you know what I'm saying? And just the assumption, just the thought that he, you know, might actually be my son. Man, I remember I used to get blood vicious mad, man, when I thought somebody was playing with him or somebody. And Top gonna stand up for himself, but he ain't, you know, he trying to go back on the street. He ain't never had nothing but a couple of years, so he ain't with it, but he gonna do whatever he gotta do to protect himself. But when I'm around, you ain't gonna have to do nothing, because I'm gonna do it all. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how me and the dude, man, T, ended up falling out. The big bully in the pod, you know, he getting the drugs, he getting the, you know, he got all these little cronies, all these flunkies around him, you know, big old heavy dude with a mouth full of gold, you know what I'm saying? Strong, real strong, like weightlifting strong, 400-pound lifting and all. But man, he rotund, man. He 5'7", belly bigger than two goddamn on volleyball. I mean beach balls. So he can't do nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember he was arguing with Top over some over a dice game. And I heard it came out to say I was ready to snap. You know what I'm saying? And I never liked him after that. Never did, just because it's the thought. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Bennett, man, because Bennett seen it in my eyes. Bennett said, man, he ain't gonna do, they be doing that for you got here, man. They cool. Then I'm like, yeah, all right, all right. You better tell him. Because Bennett knew me, you know what I'm saying? And them jokers didn't, but I think Benny ended up saying something to him or something, and he ended up having a little attitude with me, which I loved, because that made me be able to push what I was trying to push at him, but it never really got nowhere. And then ironically, both of us got locked up when Marcelli did the crazy stuff, Kitchen Man beat the lady up, and they turned around and locked me and him up, telling me we was the influences in the pod, so crazy stuff, man. But life be crazy. Oh, and I was cool with his. He had a stepson on there. The lady he was married to, his stepson was on there, and I was cool with him, because me and him used to be in the visiting room every week. I'm in there with my girl, he in there with his girl every week, and he used to be doing his thing. So I was cool, and that it just be crazy dynamics in there, man. You know, and his son kind of like knew that I had a little feud with him, but he ain't had no issue with me at all. You know what I'm saying? He had a big old burly son. I don't even know if he really liked this dude being married to his mom, you know? The way he acted, you know what I'm saying? Because he was his own man. He was a youngin', but he was a stand-up dude, and he was a big boy. You know what I'm saying? 6'2", 6'3". You know what I'm saying? About 220. You know, work out all the time. So, yeah, man. But it just be crazy dynamics in that penitentiary, man. And it's stuff that, you know, y'all out here in the real world probably wouldn't even think of. You would think that somebody in the penitentiary and you got family in there, being that we in such a violent environment, that you were band together, because dudes from the same city that was shooting at each other on the street band together. You know what I'm saying? They put that aside, man, because we in survival mode. You know, so you would think that a family member would automatically come together with you, but that's not always the case in the penitentiary, man. Like I say, people come to penitentiary lose their mind, bro, and bring issues from the street to the penitentiary, which everybody always know that that's a no-no, because you're in a different world right here, man. The name of the game is survival. If you got beef on the street, you handle that when you get back on the street. But in here, you got to survive, man. That's the number one thing. So you never create an enemy in the penitentiary that you don't have to create. You better learn that fact. Never create an enemy in the penitentiary that you don't have to create. Because I'm going to tell you, once you got an enemy in the penitentiary, you got an enemy until you get out. And you'll never know who he cool with, who he whispering with, who he poisoning about you to. And then you got issues with people that you have no idea you got an issue with or why they got an issue with you. That's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, just wanted to drop that on y'all, man. More videos to come. Y'all know how we do. Mr. Consistent over here. We gonna keep it coming and coming and coming and coming. Can't stop, won't stop. You dig? We in this piece, man. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. Make sure you put a hype on the video. Make sure you check your subscriptions and they got you subscribed because they will pull that skullduggery, you dig? And unsubscribe you. Make sure if you ain't got the membership, you go get that ASAP, you dig? We gone. Salute. Be safe. Be smart. Make good decisions. Duck them hooks, man. Aye.
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.